All right, everybody, welcome to CubeFit Foam Roll and Recover. This is David on for Emily today. And all you need is your foam roller and a little bit of room to move today. Emily and I switched classes today, so if you have a chance, go to CubeFit HIIT later on today. She's filling in for me. But for now, all we're going to do is get into the posterior part of our body first. So what I want to do first is you put that foam roller down on the ground, and then we're going to get the outside of this glute right here, the glute medius. So what I want you to do is you're going to bend this right leg right here, and you're just going to kind of find some tension somewhere on that glute. All right, and there's pollen literally hitting me in the face right now. Beautiful. All right, but you're gonna find some tension on the outside of that glute. A lot of people are really bound up right there, and we're gonna spend a little bit of time. If we have time today, we're gonna get to the front part of the body too. But I like starting out with this back side. It's neglected a little bit too much. A few more seconds. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So we're here. Find that outside portion. You're gonna bend. There we go. I'm finding it right there. Don't have too much to complain about here in Houston though. With the pollen, it's still like sunny and 75. So we're outside today. Good, a few more seconds. I like spending about 30 seconds in each area. So we can kind of dig into that muscle, into that fascia a little bit. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. All right, next thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna move upward into this back area, into your QL. So you can kind of feel around and you can feel a hip bone. You wanna get just above that hip bone and kind of lean back. You can see my right leg is bent, my left leg is straight, and I'm just kind of digging into that portion. If you don't feel much tension, you can kind of roll around a little bit, like I'm doing right here, but it's kind of a shortened range of motion. This one really gives me relief. If you're ever doing squats and you feel your hip tucking forward, it's usually because this QL muscle is a little tight. So if we're restricted, this is exactly what we want to do. Okay, a few more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. So we'll flip it. Same thing on the other side. Kind of palpate right here. Feel just above that hip. Again, the same side is straight. This left leg is how we'll kind of move up and down. If you need to find it, I'm honing in right here. Man, that feels good. This is something I do daily for some relief, even if I just have a few minutes. I know that Emily is really passionate about it because it's gotten her out of pain too, doing some lacrosse ball and foam rolling stuff. Nice job, everybody. Almost done on this side. 3, 2, and 1. So what you're gonna do next is you're just gonna look straight forward. Now this is gonna be on the bottom of your back right here. And all you wanna do is go to about shoulder. Okay, so you're doing the leg curl here, kind of flexing, extending. And you're just getting a little bit of tension out of that backside before we mobilize a little bit more in a different way, going through an active range of motion. So just a few seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. I want you to hone in on where that, just below that shoulder blade, okay? So I'm right here. The sun's right in my eyes, but that's okay. I'll power through for you guys. What we're gonna do is you're gonna have those hips on the floor and you're gonna open up like you're reaching back and then like you're crunching forward, okay? So you're gonna elongate that spine, reach, 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 and then forward. You'll feel some tension in those abs as it kind of brings you forward. But again, not just digging in, also working through this range of motion here, coming back and then forward. That stretch feels good. Okay, let's get 3, 2 more. 2, last one. And 1. On this last one right here, all we're gonna do is get into that upper back a little bit. So you're gonna raise those hips and then just get that top side. I work all the way up into my traps, whatever feels good for you. And since we have those hips off the ground, you have your body weight kind of crashing down on the foam roller so you can get a little deeper. That's good. Nice work, y'all. You keep going. I'm just gonna check my time and make sure I have it beside me. So I'm respecting you guys and your schedule. We got a few more seconds here. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Okay, so we got into that glute. Also, something that happens when we get tight in this lower back or we have bad posture is we get really tight in these hamstrings. So we're gonna spend a little bit of time there too. Okay, so what I want you to do is we have this right leg straight, we have this left leg bent, and we're going from hip to about knee right there. And I like doing one leg at a time because again, more weight kind of crashing down on that foam roller. If you want to do 2 at a time, because that one leg is a little bit too much for you, that's fine too. Another thing I like to do is I point my toe in and out and kind of find where I need this. If you feel that tension somewhere, for me usually, oh, there it is. It's when I point inward and get up towards that pelvis a little bit more. That's where I spend the most time. All right, y'all, when you're ready, we will switch. Go to the other side. So start at that knee coming up the hip. I'm gonna go ahead and play around with that toe again until I find a good spot. I was just reminded by our registered dietitian on our fitness team that Houston won last night, University of Houston, and they're in the Final Four now. So they're playing Baylor to go into the championship game, which means Texas can be in the finals somehow. It's pretty cool. All right, y'all, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into these calves and we'll have just enough time to get the front portion of the hip as well, okay? So let's spend a few seconds on these calves. Same thing that we just did. You're going outward. If you need more relief right there, that's fine. Or more of that medial aspect, pointing in. Whatever feels good. All right, go ahead and switch it. Moving a little bit faster through these so we can get to the front portion a little bit of your body. That anterior piece, because there's lots of important muscles along the chain. Good, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so I have 2 more for you. This first one is just gonna be the front portion of that lower leg that we were working. So this anterior tib right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come forward with this knee, all right? And it's pointed inward like that. So I am rolling that meaty area. Again, we don't wanna be just rolling bone. That just kind of hurts. Doesn't do too much for us. So you get into that muscle. This is one of those muscles people do not think about, but it's restricted and doesn't allow people to get down into a squat or lunge or functional movement patterns like that. All right, everybody, let's switch it to the other side. So get that other knee forward. You're pointing that toe in, and we are working through the front of that calf right here. And then we only have one more area left. You guys are doing great. This always helps energize my day, especially when it's earlier in the day. 3, 2, and 1. Last one, we're gonna get into the TFL. That's just this outside of your hip. If you don't know where that is, all you gotta do is stand up for a moment, go like this, point inside and out, and you feel the muscle that's flexing on that hip. That's where we're trying to get into, okay? So I'm going to bring that hip straight down on my foam roller, you can see I kind of have this knee up and I'm rolling out that area, trying to dig in a little bit. This is another really good one because we sit in flexion all day, way too much. So let's get some relief. And this is a warm up for me because my fiance and I are closing on our house today. So, which we're really excited about. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So we got lots of moving ahead. I gotta make sure I'm ready for it. Not necessarily lifting barbells, but lots of work to do. So again, if you needed to, just move that ankle around. Find that muscle we're talking about. We got a few more seconds. You guys are doing great. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job, everybody. I'm glad I could step in for Emily today. Again, she's going to be teaching HIIT a little bit later in the afternoon if you want to check that one out. All right, everybody, have a good one.